Welcome back to another episode of the Ministry of Truth. I am and will always be your only host on this show because no one else can do it the way I do. Well, they can't even look the same way I do. Sound, you know what I mean. Got a few things we're going to go over today. We're going to talk about Israel again and those cocksuckers, Ukraine, Zelensky, and how what I said yesterday, this peace deal will not come together unless Donald Trump is somehow involved, and this CNN story proves it. Talking about alligators, ticks, especially if you're in Texas. A tick that makes it to where you're not illegal, pretty much allergic to meat and dairy products, pretty much forcing you to be a vegan, which is weird. That's why I have my backyard flea and tick sprayed. But before we get into that, I'm going to play a little music video. For some reason, this is one of the one songs I wanted to hear this morning, and I did twice, and this will make it a third time. So while we're playing this song, go get your coffee, whether it's cold brew, hot coffee, your foo-foo creamer, or whatever. Get you a bagel if you're Jewish. You should try the salmon cream cheese. Lovely, especially on an everything bagel. Okay. What's up, Gilf? This is your free time for the day. Get that hour of free time while you're in jail. All right, go get your stuff. I'll be right back. I don't think that's what I meant to do. Not at all. Yeah. I was wondering that, Gilf, because I was looking for it, and I was like, did I fall asleep? No notification, so I figured that. Gilf, I'm pretty fucking intelligent sometimes, but when it comes to putting computers together and all these chips and video cards, I have someone else do it. It's one of those things where I could probably do it. I'm really good with computers, but I won't. Although I'm thinking about taking another course in cybersecurity. This one through Vanderbilt. I mean, that's completely different, but you know what I mean. Anyway, we're going to get to a quick clip from a press conference, and I hope y'all enjoy. Again, this is AI. These are not real children, and if you think they are real children and you feel some kind of way about it, yeah.
The point is to get everybody on the same page.
Oh, hold on. Got my desktop on the ground. Got one monitor, a double monitor, so I can see YouTube, Rumble, Restream, and then the main computer. What's up, Zippity? Doodah. Zippity A. My oh my oh. What a wonderful day.
Why wouldn't Trump just take the call from Putin while the other leaders were in the room? He said it would be disrespectful to do that. But why is it disrespectful?
With all due respect, only a reporter from the New York Times would ask a question like that,
Jennifer.
Sean. The president met with all of these European leaders at the White House 48 hours after sitting down with President Putin on American soil. In fact, there was so much progress in the readout that was given to these European leaders immediately following his meeting with President Putin that every single one of them got on a plane 48 hours later and flew to the United States of America. And if I could just read for all of you some of the statements from those European leaders yesterday, you had President Zelensky himself saying it was a very good conversation. It was really good. We spoke about very sensitive points. The Secretary General, Mark Rutte, it was the president, only because of the president, that this deadlock was broken, but with President Putin by starting a dialogue. So these leaders, who this war is in their backyard, are very grateful that the president took that call and that he was there to provide them with a readout of Russia's thinking on this, something that was not done by the previous administration at all.
I mean, the previous administration really didn't even want to meet with Putin. And they rarely did. I thought Putin came to the U.S. because I saw him shaking hands with Biden. But apparently that was Geneva. So, yeah. And I think that was one of the only times Biden even addressed him. He shook his hand. He did that, at least. But now we're going to switch directions a little bit. We're going to talk about war. Not my war, not your war, but it's kind of our war because we're paying taxes to fund it. And Hamas was like, I think we should make a peace treaty, a peace deal. So one was put together, and they're like, you know what? We agree to the conditions. Israel, on the other hand, said, no. We want everything. We want everything. And pay very close attention. This happened yesterday or early this morning. I can't remember. Look at that. Just normal business day. What exactly were they striking? You see all the people running out of the compound? This is Israel, guys. This is what they're doing to the guys that strip. This is your taxpayer dollars. Hey, get down to the end of the street. Show them what it looks like. Look at that shit. Wait for it. Look at all the kids on the street. That ambulance driver doesn't give two fucks. Dude, this literally looks like some of the streets in Baghdad. Yo, no siren, no horn. What the fuck is going on? Get the fuck out of the way, loser. Fucking man dress wearing motherfucker.
Well, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he would like a strong response from
One of the times
Washington.
we were doing a traffic control point at like 2 in the morning. I think I've told this story. Where I made a fucking dude piss in his man dress because I thought he was fucking goats. Felt so proud of myself. A grown man pissing in his man dress. But we're going to switch to another war. A war that never should have started. Never should have started. But we're funding it. And we funded quite a bit of it. Don't let them lie to you. And now, all the money that they give them, we're selling them our weapons. So what you're saying is, politicians pocketed the money, but at the same time, we're sending it back to the military-industrial complex so the generals can get more money. And if we're building more equipment, that means we get jobs here. And we're shipping out over there. Is this a win-win? But we'll go back to the one where I said yesterday, the only person right now that can get this deal done, and they know it, they really know it, as much as this dude, I don't know, they need Trump. They really do, and this proves it. This next CBS segment, I'm sorry, I thought it was CNN. This CBS segment, pay attention. Pay attention to what they say. And Zelensky's over here crying like a little kid that needs their daddy.
If Russian leader Vladimir Putin won't meet with him. Speaking on Fox News, Vice President J.D. Vance, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he would like a strong response from Washington if Russian leader Vladimir Putin won't meet with him. Speaking on Fox News, Vice President...
See what I mean? He wants the U.S. to ensure Putin will meet with him. You sure Trump isn't needed for this peace deal? It's crazy. All 7 of them so far needed one man. One man. And I was talking to my buddy yesterday. They're going to get this peace deal done. It's going to make Trump and Putin pretty much solidified his legacy. I can't, not right now. You're going to make me forget what I'm talking about. And we will control half of the hemisphere, and they will control the other half of the hemisphere. To control, and not really like control, but more pride in country, whatever. But I was telling him, like, these two are going to retire at the same time. Watch. When Trump leaves in 2028, Vladimir Zelensky will be shortly... Not Zelensky. Yes, Putin will be shortly after. And that's why they're complaining about, like, what happens in 3 years when Trump's not in the office, and if this peace deal does happen, what's going to make them from going back against it? Well, if anybody's going to go against it, it's going to be the EU and Vladimir Zelensky.
President J.D. Vance said a sit-down between the two leaders could help break the logjam in negotiations.
Ukraine wants to know that it's not going to get invaded again by Russia. It wants to know that it's got territorial integrity long into the future. The Russians want certain pieces of territory, most of which they've occupied, but some of which they haven't. So that is really where the meat of the negotiation is.
And despite efforts to secure a negotiated
I still think that
settlement to the war in
motherfucker wears
Ukraine,
mascara.
Russia has launched another wave of drone and missile attacks across Ukraine overnight. CBS News senior foreign correspondent Holly Williams has more from the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv.
Russia targeted Ukraine overnight with close to 600 drones and 40 missiles, according to the Ukrainian Air Force. And that is far from unusual. Ukrainian officials say that the Russian attack hit energy infrastructure, private homes, an American electronics manufacturer, and a kindergarten. There is a lot of...
Why do we have an electronics manufacturer in Ukraine? Why does the U.S. have an electronics manufacturer in Ukraine, Margaret? Sounds kind of weird.
Talk about a peace deal outside of Ukraine, but inside Ukraine, people are living and dying in a war zone. And many people here simply do not believe that Vladimir Putin really wants to end the war. They think he is playing along to avoid angering President Trump. Take a listen to this Ukrainian military officer.
Again, they think he doesn't want to anger. So how is he the key to all this? I mean, art of the deal, maybe?
Actually agrees to a peace deal. Do you expect him to stick to his word?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's a cheater.
See, and it's that frame of mind where it's going to continue wars like this. One side's going to be like, yep, we're good. We want to do this. And then the other side back in their minds like, yeah, they're going to go against this. They're going to go against this, which creates the tension all over again.
No, and he would never accept the fact that independent Ukraine still exists.
Well, he's going to get Crimea.
That is why Ukraine wants security guarantees. Guaranteed protection from the US and other countries in case Russia invades again.
Because they've succeeded, they pretty much said they're going to secede Crimea, which, okay. But with the EU not supposed to be expanding any further east, they're talking about keeping European forces in Ukraine. That itself would be considered hostile, in my mind.
Now, President Trump has said that would not involve American boots on the ground. And yesterday, Vice President Vance said that Europe would have to bear most of the costs. But getting all sides, including Russia, to agree to those security guarantees may be next to impossible. Back to you.
All right, Hollywood.
See? They want you to gloom and doom fear. Peace can't happen. Peace can't happen. But you have liberals out there protesting peace through strength. So peace can happen. Through strength. Play Big Brother. Make their little fucking stepbrothers or your brothers play nice. Wait, are we Big Brother? The United States is the 1%. Is that what you're telling me? Talking about Q again, aren't we? The only reason I mentioned Q is because I was watching a segment from Tucker where Q came up again. Which is completely random because no one really talks about them, that organ. You know what I mean. Oh. So, think twice about ticks. I believe this is more in Texas than anything. But if I get bitten by one of these ticks, I would be so pissed off. I would try to travel the world, eliminating every tick possible.
Summer's been dominated with headlines about an 8-legged menace that is barely the size of an apple seed. I'm talking about the dreaded tick. Every year, tens of millions of Americans are bitten by one, and 2025 has been particularly bad. Emergency room visits have spiked, especially in the Midwest. And it's the sheer horror of contracting a tick-borne disease that has people conducting full-body checks whenever they come in from the great outdoors. The main concern up until now, of course...
All right, listen, guys. If you're outdoors for an extended period of time, especially with taller grass or woods, and the first thing you do should be a tick check. It's common sense. Maybe it's the South thing.
Has been Lyme disease. Up to half of adult ticks in some parts of the country carry the Lyme bacteria, and the human symptoms like facial paralysis and arthritis can linger for years. But there is an alarming tick-borne disease that is now sending shockwaves through some communities. It's called alpha-gal syndrome. and it makes you deathly allergic to meat
Alpha
and
gal.
dairy. Yes, you heard that right. It's essentially turning people vegan. It starts with the Lone Star tick, which is the most common in eastern.
My bad. That's why I thought Texas, because the motherfucker thing's called the Lone Star.
And Midwestern United States, all the way down from Maine to Florida and Texas. The adult female is distinguished by a white dot or lone star on her back, and they mostly live in wooded and grassy areas. Some of those ticks carry a sugar molecule called alpha-gal, which, when transmitted to people, makes them incapable of eating anything from pizza to ice cream. Even smelling a hamburger cooking on a grill can knock people unconscious. Oh, and then there are the hives, the coughing, the wheezing that comes with using anything that has been touched by any animal byproduct, including lip balms, lotions, even some bottled water. A recent report in the New York Times said that the cases are so widespread, for example, on Martha's Vineyard, that restaurants there are having to roll out special alpha-gal menus. Joining us right now is someone who's had direct experience with the alpha-gal syndrome. Nicole Cooper is from Virginia, and she was diagnosed
should go to the
with the
restaurant and be
condition.
like,
Thankfully, she's in remission now.
I see you got a great menu here, but you're missing the where's the alpha-gal menu? And they're gonna be like, the what? The alpha-gal menu? I don't think we have that here. But we have ticks, right? Not in the restaurant, sir. Oh. But no alpha-gal menu. Yeah, we've never heard of that. Damn it. Can I have your vegan menu? Sir, get the fuck out of here. Alrighty.
Nicole, thanks so much for joining us. So, how long was it between the time you think you were bitten by the tick and the onset of the symptoms?
So it's really hard to answer that specific
Not
question
that
because
hard.
myself, like many others in our community, don't remember having the tick bite.
Right.
So we can only start to gauge it from when the symptoms got so bad that we sought treatment. And then even after you seek treatment, as the doctors try to figure out, since they don't have a tick bite to put it with, they run all kinds of tests and try all sorts of things. So for me, my symptoms got so bad, I landed in an ER in December of 2021. I had been having symptoms for probably going on a year to a year and a half, but we were coming out of COVID. And so some of the early symptoms, like lack of, not being able to catch your breath, some of the other issues that you think are just being sedentary.
What if they didn't have COVID? What if they get bit by one of these ticks? And they're calling it long COVID. Got it.
COVID, it was attributed to that. But I ended up not being able to breathe, ended up in an ER. They recognized a rash that I was getting on my arms, which had been happening frequently, and they ran a test. And then 2 days before Christmas, I got a call that I had alpha-gal. So that was December of 2021.
And when did you notice that you had this aversion or severe allergy to meat and dairy or any animal byproduct?
I never put it together. There's so much time between when you are exposed to alpha-gal, be it in dairy or in meat or in your lotion, your mascara, wherever it is. It's so hard to put the two things together, which is really another variable that makes this condition so hard to address and to treat. And so I was shocked when they wanted to run the blood test in the emergency room. And I was like, no, I hate ticks. I always wear my bug repellent when I'm out in the woods. I promise you. And they actually had to
Yep,
come
that
back
doesn't sound
twice.
like it's very much
And
fun,
I
Yeti.
said, sure, go ahead and run it, thinking there's no way that's what it is. And
Hello,
I was
Carmen.
gobsmacked when I got the call.
So what
Godsmack.
kinds of things
She
did you
must
have
be
to
from
cut
the
out of your life completely
No,
as a
she's not
result
from the
of
East Coast.
contracting alpha-gal?
So it seems like it's going to be so easy in terms of just avoiding meat. So anything, usually they say if it has hooves, but any mammal, cut out the meat. But that's a really reductive way of looking at it. As you said in your intro, there are so many other ways that you can be exposed. For me, I was fume reactive, so I couldn't be around anyone cooking meat. I couldn't use pans like my cast iron that I had cooked meat in, mammal in before. Dryer balls that had lanolin, I couldn't use them anymore. I would break out in a rash. Yeah, lanolin is derived from
The
sheep,
fuck
which
is a
is a
dryer
mammal.
ball?
So
Wow.
if it has feathers or fins, we could eat it. Vegan, most of the time, is a good indicator, but not always.
Oh, she said if it has feathers or fins, you can eat it. What if it's processed food? Not processed food. Like made up food. Like soy. Like butter.
There's something called red carrageenan, which is derived from seaweed, which also has alpha gal in it and is popular in some vegan products. So you even have to be careful about which.
Carmen, I would burn the entire population of forest and ticks. Just do a controlled burn, like they do in the South, so there's no fucking what do they call them? Wildfires.
Toothpaste you use, or if your medicine is coated with any kind of gel coating to make it easier to swallow, that's generally derived from gelatin, which is derived from mammals. It's really, and so it's in your products. And so for me, I had to change, of course, the way that I ate. I could not eat dairy for a long time. I couldn't tolerate
So
anything,
what are you eating? You
as I said,
think
with
you'd
the
be
fumes
losing weight?
or touching my skin that had mammal. But over time, that began to, as I avoided it in my diet and my histamine levels began to be under better control, I could start to tolerate some things better.
And just super quick, how long did that last from all these how long were you symptomatic?
So for 2 years,
Fuck that.
I was highly reactive, but for many people, it's much longer. Where we're carrying several.
Yeah. All right, folks, you heard it here first. Be careful.
At least 2 fucking years of not eating meat. I don't like chicken as it already is. I mean, I could eat fish, depending on the fish. Well, I only like one type of fish. Wild salmon. Wild salmon. Probably the only fish I really could eat every single day for the rest of my life. Whether cooked or raw. Doesn't really matter. Fresh raw. Fresh raw. Let's see what we got next. Oh. Oh. Luckily nothing bad really happened. This lady survived. But now I know, and this should be a symbol or a story. Catfish. Oh, I do eat catfish. I don't know why I thought about it, because to me it's just food. Yes, deep fried catfish. And beef tallow. Oh, fuck. I'd have to use seed oil. Well, that's out. Bacon everything. Bacon pancakes. Making bacon pancakes. Hello, Angela. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Alligator Alcatraz. They should show this to everyone that has to be imprisoned there. And it'll be like, you know what? It'll deter it. I heard there was alligators in there. But you know what? This is why you don't want to swim. Or walk on a path for that matter.
Witnesses say it was a 7-foot alligator that nearly took a woman's life on Sunday here at the Bird Rookery Swamp Trail in Collier County. I'm your community correspondent, Mahmoud Bennett, and I've been covering this since it happened. We're now learning the woman was walking through a watery part of this trail when the gator grabbed her leg and tried dragging her into the woods. Florida wildlife officials say they captured and removed an alligator from this remote trail not long after a 62-year-old woman from Fort Myers was bitten on her arm and leg. New 911 audio revealing the critical moments before she was airlifted to a hospital.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Hello, we're out in the Strand Plant, and our friend just got attacked by an alligator.
According to a report from the Collier County Sheriff's Office, the woman was out hiking with friends just after 9 a.m. Sunday when they hit a narrow, watery trail where a 7-foot alligator was laying. FWC says the woman unintentionally made contact with it before it lunged at her.
No, it's gone. We're out of the water. We were doing a wet walk, and the gator jumped out. and grabbed her.
Deputies say the alligator clamped down on the woman and began dragging her into the woods before her friends pulled her free. She was severely hurt and her current condition is not known.
Mating season is between April and June, so this is about the time the hatchlings are out, and females protect them for well over a year.
Christina Anaya, an assistant professor of biology at FGCU, says while close encounters can trigger an alligator, they're particularly more aggressive this time of year. Despite that, FWC says alligator attacks are still very rare.
Sometimes they become a nuisance, so then they might remove the alligator from the area so that to prevent it from happening again. In extreme conditions, they might kill an animal.
Yeah, I think if it's over like...
Reporting in Collier County, Mahmoud Bennett, Fox 4.
I'm pretty sure in Louisiana, that's one of the things. If it's like over 8 to 10 feet, they have to kill it. If it comes around people. But if you think about alligators are actually dinosaurs. Crocodiles are also dinosaurs. I wonder. Alligator meat. Could we eat alligator meat? I mean, that would work too. Think about it. Can't eat red meat. You can only eat chicken and fish. What about alligator meat? It's kind of like fish, mammal-ish. Although, if you eat frog legs are like weird, man. They're like the consistency of like chicken, but taste like fish. It's so fucking mind-fucking that it's gross. Anyway, let's go to D.C.
Here's the most important point. There are residents who lived in Washington, D.C.
What's up, Lard?
Their parents lived here, their grandparents lived here, and they have lived for generations in intolerable conditions of crime and decay. There are parts of the city, I moved to the city 20 years ago. There are places where I've seen graffiti that has been untouched for 2 decades. There are homeless encampments that have made it impossible for families to use public parks and public recreation for as long as I've lived here. There are hundreds of residents of this city who are shot in street violence every single year, making it one of the most violent cities on planet Earth. And for
So I was watching this video yesterday. I'm like, well, actually, I'm watching a longer version of this video. But I was looking. So the guy behind him, more than likely is, well, more than likely, he has a sergeant class, first class. He's an E7. Pretty good up there, but not quite. So I don't know why he's be able to behind the camera. Why is one of your Joes not out there so everyone can see him as well? But this guy on the left, this guy's a general, a 1-star general. And he's trying to look cool by wearing his tactical vest. Generals never wear that shit. The only time they wear it is for fucking photo ops. And of course, this little faggot over here is wearing it for a fucking photo op. I think that's why I really wanted to play this video. Because I don't even remember what the fuck it was about. Who lives in, or has ever been to New Orleans? I went to New Orleans a couple times. Can't say that I liked it, because I wasn't necessarily in the good parts of town because we were there for training. That's why. That's why. But then you think about, we have politicians. I can't link this together, guys. Let's just watch the fucking video.
I want y'all to understand me. Hear me hard. I am from New Orleans, the city, the place where everybody seems to love all the food, but you don't really recognize what you're looking at is nothing more than glossified cafeteria food. I have never liked Mayor Cantrell. No, I will not refer to that lady as T.D. You're out of your mind. I never liked this lady. So when I found out that there was a little bit of discrepancy with the funds and what she was doing with the funds, I got happy because that might be the thing to get my city.
Yo, this is crazy too. It's a huge scam. It's almost like, what's that Atlanta attorney? District attorney. Fannie Willis, right? That's the Atlanta one where she was fucking the lead prosecutor.
to realize this woman is nothing more than a forefront of stupidity. When she put that Afro pic in the city, while we were the city with the most death in it, I was upset. But now it's coming out that she's defrauding the people just so that she could hide her intimate relationship.
Earlier today, a federal grand jury returned an 18-count superseding indictment charging New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell and former New Orleans Police Department officer Jeffrey Paul Vappy II. They are charged with a series of fraud, obstruction of justice, and false statement offenses for their role in a nearly 3-year fraud scheme that we allege exploited their public authority and positions.
Pretty long time.
The indictment alleges that in October of 2021, Mayor Cantrell and Jeffrey Vappy, a member of her executive protection team, developed a personal, intimate relationship. From that time until Mr. Vappy's retirement in June of 2024, they embarked on a scheme to defraud the City of New Orleans and the New Orleans Police Department. By exploiting Vappy's job and Cantrell's authority as mayor to have the city and the New Orleans Police Department pay Vappy's salary and expenses during the times that Vappy claimed to be on duty, but when he was actually engaged in personal activities, usually with Ms. Cantrell, but sometimes alone at the Pontalba apartment. The indictment further describes the many steps that Cantrell and Vappy took to hide their scheme.
I'm disgusted. New Orleans Mayor Cantrell was hit with an 18-count federal indictment on Friday, accusing her of orchestrating a scheme with her bodyguard turned lover to defraud the city of more than $70,000. Cantrell and Jeffrey Vappy, a member of her executive protection unit, are charged with multiple crimes, including conspiracy to commit wire fraud, conspiracy to obstruct justice, wire fraud, obstruction of justice, and making false statements. In or around October 2021, Cantrell and Vappy developed a personal and intimate relationship to hide their
who else
relationship
did something
from
like this? I believe it was Cori Bush. Like, her head of security was her husband, and they were using campaign funds to pay him, an absorbent amount of money.
And to maximize their time together, Cantrell and Vappy exploited their public positions to develop and implement a scheme to defraud the city of New Orleans and the New Orleans Police Department by engaging in personal activities while Vappy claimed to be on duty and was paid for providing protection for Cantrell. As part of their scheme, the elected Democrat mayor arranged for Vappy to accompany her when she traveled outside of the state on official business and falsely
I don't understand why mayors travel out of state for official business. Their official business should be their city and representation in the state, not the entire, representation for the city in the state, not the state in the country. You know, does that make sense, right?
She needed his protection due to safety concerns. Investigators uncovered at least 14 out-of-state trips Cantrell took with Vappy to maximize their opportunities to engage in personal activities, costing the city of New Orleans thousands in travel, meal, lodging, salary, and incidental expenses Vappy charged to taxpayers, costs separate from the mayor's own travel expenses. The trips included visits to Los Angeles, Orlando, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., as well as international travel to Scotland and the United Arab Emirates. Now,
it's one thing to travel outside your state. What does the New Orleans mayor have to do anything with traveling to Scotland and UAE? I mean, not traveling, you know, as a vacation, but official business traveling. How does that even make sense?
I may be crazy, but I could understand going to Washington, D.C. to conduct some business. But what the fuck business does the mayor of New Orleans have in Scotland? Between February of 2022 and October of 2022 alone, Vappy and Cantrell exchanged more than 15,000 WhatsApp messages. In one message included in the charging documents, Vappy reminisced that the Scotland trip in October was where it all started. Good. Got it. We need this, Vappy messaged Cantrell in August of 2022 after the mayor said that she would arrange for him to tag along on an official trip to Washington, D.C. Boy, do we need this. The D.C. jaunt was later described by Vappy in a message to Cantrell as another great trip and also another leg on their journey. The indictment also noted that Vappy expressed that he loved Cantrell and that their physical relationship. Vappy and Cantrell are also accused of using city-owned apartments for personal use, with Vappy frequently spending time there while on duty both alone and with the mayor. Oh, these motherfuckers was in there raw dogging. They were in there getting it on with each other while the city is going through all these things. Schools ain't got enough money. They just raw dogging each other.
Yo, he got animated today for this video.
Shambles. Aware of their conduct and how it violated rules, policies, and criminal laws, Cantrell and Vappy attempted to distract and impede inquiries and investigations, including a federal grand jury investigation about the true nature and circumstances of their relationship and their scheme to defraud. They did this by using an encrypted messaging platform, intimidating and punishing subordinates, lying to colleagues and advisors, making false public pronouncements, harassing a private individual who took pictures of them in public together, deleting electronic evidence, making false statements to federal law enforcement agents, authorizing an affidavit signed under oath and penalty of perjury containing false information, and testifying falsely while under oath before a federal grand jury. I need y'all to hear me. That this brings a smile to my face because I have despised this woman for her efforts in my city for the longest of times. And now that I'm free from the shackles of the entire state known as the boot.
Well, he's trying to get his mayor gone. I'm trying to get the mayor of Nashville gone because he's one of those who don't want to cooperate with ICE. And on more than one occasion, he's doxed ICE agents on his official website or official pages. What kind of mayor does that? Little Freddy. So this next story I found kind of interesting. I was watching it with my wife. And we're thinking about like my background checks for my security clearance, her background checks for immigration. We had to get background checks in local, state, federal, and anything that when I was overseas I had to do with my wife, the same thing. Travel outside of the Philippines and what reason and how long. So they are supposed to do all these things. Was it different back in 2000? Was it more strict? But now people are saying, well, they want to check to see if they're anti-American and all that, if they have any anti-American qualities or ideologies. So you're saying that you guys are just now going to start that?
Government officials have been instructed by the Trump administration to investigate what it is calling anti-American views and activities of people applying for immigration benefits.
This is already done.
Now, this includes those applying for green cards and work permits. It's the latest initiative by the Trump administration to restrict access to legal immigration benefits. For more on this, let's bring in CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo.
All right, listen, you Hispanic fucks. If you're going to get your hair shaved down like that to where it's just barely visible, and then your dumbass lines it up, just stay bald. That looks retarded. All right, back to the normally scheduled program.
Montoya Galvez. So, Camilo, how is the government defining?
Yes, actually, Corey, I do remember the Nashville Christmas Day bombing because it literally took out AT&T service for the entire area. A lot of area. Oh yeah, that sucked. I mean, glad no one was really hurt in the bombing because, well, it was already planned. It was MK Ultra.
Anti-American views and activities?
It's an excellent question. According to this memo by U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, the federal agency that administers the legal immigration system here in the U.S., officials now have to determine whether applicants have any ties to what the agency considers to be an anti-American group or if they share the views of that group. And the agency is saying that that group could be one that promotes anti-Semitism or that promotes communism or that promotes the overthrow of the U.S. government. That is actually already a barrier under U.S. law for people who are seeking to become citizens. It bars them from actually getting that citizenship. So it is really important to note that while the administration is saying that this change in some regards will be limited, the language here is very subjective, according to experts, and could lead to an expansive interpretation of what it is.
What's crazy, what's going to hurt a lot of these younger ones that, have extremist views, but, they haven't been arrested or had a history of being known, but a lot of these motherfuckers have social media. Social media will destroy them as far as anti-American views because they all do it. They don't think about it. Just like I don't think about what I say when I post it. I just say it. And I'm pretty sure if I got a background check today for a security clearance. Oh, wait, never mind.
Actually considered to be an anti-American viewpoint or activity, because it also encompasses activities beyond viewpoints. And this is really the latest effort by the administration to tighten and restrict access to immigration services, including by placing higher levels of scrutiny and vetting on applicants for immigration benefits, too.
So also I want to ask you about the federal appeals court. It granted a stay for that now allows the Trump administration to end temporary status for migrants from Honduras, Nicaragua, and Nepal.
Good.
So what's the impact there?
Well, just to level set, earlier in the summer, a federal judge in California, Jerica, found that the administration could not terminate the TPS or temporary protective status programs for people from Nepal, Honduras, and Nicaragua because she found that that decision was actually racially motivated.
Okay, then do it for all.
Security Secretary Kristi Noem, an allegation that the administration...
Easy fix. Get rid of all TPS. But I don't know how it's racial because Nepal isn't exactly in South America.
Has, of course, refuted and rebuffed. But now an appeals court has said that that order has to be paused while the actual merits of the case are litigated. And so now the administration can move forward with that original plan to terminate the legal status and work permits of more than 60,000 immigrants from these three nations, two in Central America and the other in Asia. It's a lot of people who, some of whom rather, have been living here since the 1990s. Wow. The people from Honduras and Nicaragua first got TPS in 1999, so they had...
So why are they under temporary protective status, right? Knowing it's going to be temporary. Why do none of these TPS recipients apply for a green card? Especially if they've been here since the 1990s. I really don't see how much that makes sense.
Been here for more than 2 decades in the U.S.
Will they be expected to go back to those places? Or
they should have.
If they don't have any other mechanism to stay in the country legally, they will be eligible for deportation or self-deportation.
Wow. Okay, Camila Montoya Galvez, thank you.
Wouldn't you want to know if an applicant for a green card if they have the ability to be an extremist, Muslim extremist, CP, they're doing all this anyway. I forgot where I was going with this. But if they would actually do background checks, actually vet them, because they used to vet pretty fucking strictly. At least that's what I remember. Never mind. They're going to complain about money. But again, with these guys have been here for temporary protective statuses, if they've been here for more than 5, 10, 15 years, why haven't they applied for a green card? Obviously, you had to do some kind of background check, get approved for the TPS. Unless it was from 2001 to 2024, then that's probably different. But they said these people have been here since the 1990s. Why would you need protective status for that far back? Unless you're crooked.
Breaking news.
All right. Now we're going to switch towards the reminder. Epstein client list, the Epstein files, the Epstein whatever they want to fucking call it. Still not released. Supposed to have something by Friday, but what do we know that? What's it going to be? No fucking clue. Another judge said that they cannot use the grand jury testimony for Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell to help let people know a little bit more about what's behind all this and who's in this. Because a grand jury testimony has a lot of information. But now they just want to keep it all on Pam Bondi and the FBI, which I'm still blaming them to a certain point. However, I also blame... I might want to whisper this. The main person to blame for... Oh, the microphone's on here. The main purpose that all of these files haven't come out, secretly, I want you to know, it's Israel. Think about it. The director of national security for Israel got arrested for possession of child porn. Or was it meeting a child? One of the two. Got arrested, bonded out, and was allowed to leave the country to go back to Israel. And as we've talked about in previous episodes, shows, streams, Israel is very protective of their own Israeli citizens, especially if they're pedophiles.
In the Jeffrey Epstein controversy, a federal judge has just rejected the Trump administration's request to make grand jury documents in the case public. The judge had this to say in his ruling, quote, "The information contained in the Epstein grand jury transcripts pales in comparison to the Epstein investigation information and materials in the hand of the Department of Justice." We have CNN legal analyst Elliot Williams with us now. Quite a response from the judge there, Elliot.
It is quite a response, and he even uses the language I thought you were going to quote, Brianna, is where he says that the Justice Department has a substantial investigative trove in their possession that could
But how did he know?
released to the public if the Justice Department so chose.
How does a judge know that the FBI has all this treasure trove of information if the grand jury testimony is only like 1% of what's really there? I mean, has he seen it? Has he heard about it?
Nothing shocking about the judge denying a request to unseal grand jury materials because of how clear the law really is around the country about not making grand jury materials public. So this isn't a big shock here. Certainly not the last we've heard of this.
And it's another judge, right, doing this. So another federal judge has already denied a DOJ request to release Ghislaine Maxwell's grand jury transcripts. And they said that much of what the DOJ sought is already public. It was presented during her trial, so it's out there. DOJ knows what's in the transcripts. So when you're hearing what these two judges are saying here, Elliot, What should we actually be concluding about whether the DOJ is actually working in good faith to be transparent about what's in the docs?
Yeah. I think the good faith question is.
All right. I don't know why I didn't think of this, because I was thinking about this morning when I watched this. So the main reason they don't want to unseal this grand jury testimony is because they think God damn it. They want to protect the privacy of the victims. I do too. I'm not asking to see the names of the victims. I'm not asking to see any of the CSAM, which it seems like Democratic members of the House really want to see all of what the FBI has. Unredacted. That's kind of odd to me. Did they want to see CSAM? That's how I got about that. Why is it so hard to redact information that you know that would hurt? You know, help people get re-traumatized, especially when their name gets out and everyone sees it. Of course, redact that information. So why is it hard? For both sides. Everyone wants answers. Everyone has the ability to release the information, but it never will happen. Unless 109 countries.
A very important one. To be clear, it would have been incredibly unlikely for grand jury materials to ever have been released in this case.
Do I think
a moment ago, the law is
Israel's giving information to North Korea? I do not. Because the Russian military is being very, very unfavorable to North Korean troops in their area. So I don't think so. Because that would piss off Russia, which in turn would piss off the United States, which would give us a hell of a reason to cut ties with Israel. One hell of a reason. Just like a bunch of foreign prime ministers are in those file lists.
Remarkably clear on this issue, and it's really only subject to very few exceptions when you would ever make grand jury materials public. So then the next question is, well, what could be made public? It's whatever is in the Justice Department's possession, and that's all of their investigative files that the judge today made a reference to. Now, it's a judgment call for the Justice Department to decide how much of its files it would wish to make public in this case, but it really comes to them. And to your question about good faith, it's really a question for, where the Justice Department wishes to satisfy public clamoring for information on this, but also their desire to protect the things that are in their possession. And that's really a call only the Attorney General and the people around her can make.
Elliot, the judge denying the Epstein grand jury transcript said that another compelling reason to keep the record sealed are possible threats to victim safety and privacy. We have to remember that there are victims at the heart of this who were children when this happened, right? And so I want to ask you about something that we are hearing amid this political brawling that's going on here in Washington over this. I was speaking last night with a member of the House Oversight Committee, a Democrat, Jasmine Crockett, who says that the entire committee should get completely unredacted files from DOJ, which would include victims' names. It would include child.
You know how they don't really give a shit, the Democrats, because as crazy as she is, Marsha Blackburn requested that these files be released. And Dick Durbin pretty much just ignored her. And she's done it on more than one occasion. They've had the list forever, and if Donald Trump was really on the list, just like Big Bill Barr said that Trump's not in it. And the way that people think it is. And Bill Barr fucking doesn't like Donald Trump. I can't remember if I pulled that story or not.
You have the House Oversight Committee. They're opening up its probe with the testimony from former AG Bill Barr. So we all know Barr is not a big fan of Trump, but he told Chairman Comer that there's no evidence tying Trump to Epstein's activities. So, Bedford, when we look at this...
Never mind. This might not have as much credibility as I think because it's coming from Comer.
Is this actually a setback for the Democrats, or is this actually giving them like some more ammo to go after him right now?
I think all aspects of the coverage these days are setbacks for the Democrats. The people who actually were able to get these reports were the House Representatives, Republicans. And the testimony so far by that same committee, closed door, but leaked to the press by members who were there, is what you just talked about right there. That President Trump was never even remotely implicated in the scandal. And that was never even
So members of the House that were sitting there released the information from the committee meeting. So if they already know what's in it, why are they still pushing the story? Like I said, we all know Trump is somehow related to Jeffrey Epstein in his case. Both of them. I don't know about the second one. Wait, was there another one?
really a question. I mean, it maybe briefly came up early in the 2016 campaign, but the narrative quickly, the reporting and the reality quickly revealed
Bro, is that an urn
not be true.
behind him?
Not actually have him connected to this ring, just that he knew some of these people, and of course they did. I mean, he operated out of Florida, a lot of it. And New York. That was some of the home bases. So he was in social circles until he kicked them out. Democrats, though, have just really severely overplayed their hand, and that's what I'm writing about. It's kind of what we talked about.
Bro, look at the OCD on the books, though. Look at the OCD. All colors are pretty much on the same shelf. Similar colors.
About a little bit last night. It's kind of gone when they say things. Why is Donald Trump on the roof of the White House, touring it, by the way, with his architect that's doing the East Wing rebuild, James McCreary? Is it possibly to distract from the Epstein files? No, it's probably to tour it with the architect for the rebuild. Or over the weekend, that great clip you played yesterday of Swalwell saying that meeting with Putin to discuss an end to the war in Europe is actually just a ploy to distract B-2 bombers, Air Force Base, and all. It seems a lot more like Democrats are screaming into the wind at this point. Hey, we don't get off message. We don't want to talk about all the wins. We don't want to talk about all the good things going on.
Oh, I just thought about this. Whenever Joe Biden went to meet world leaders, and we'd all see what's going on, and it literally looked like they were laughing at him. He was always falling asleep. Always looked like he shit his pants. Always looked confused. And we were just like, man, this is dumb to watch. We're a laughing stock. Nobody wanted to do shit with the U.S. unless it was giving them money. Now look at the rest of the world today. 7 months later. It's complete 180. But yet they're telling you that Donald Trump still looks weak. Donald Trump's being a puppet. Sometimes I think he is, sometimes he's not. But this whole Israel and his support for Israel kind of pisses me off.
Administration, all of this, all that really matters is Epstein. And it's starting to become like, the first song that they played was Russia, 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 Russia. The second song they played was Ukraine, 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 perfect phone calls.
Nah, Juniper. When it comes to those books, I just throw them back up there. Give a fuck. That's not my OCD. That's, for some reason, that's not something I pay attention to.
Zelensky, etc. And the third one they're playing is this. And
But
each one, since
I will tell you, my OCD is a little strange. Like, I have to do certain things before I go live in certain orders. Even if I change up the beginning, I already know, hey, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And this morning I was pissed off because I was a little bit late on the timing and the intro. So, little things that you guys probably did notice.
that first hit has really failed to make the charts.
Top 40 hits by Chris Bedford. Who knew we were going to get, a top 40 countdown?
Right,
but when you talk about Democrats.
So, apparently, it looks as if Elon Musk has made up with the Trump administration, mainly his successor. And some people really think he's going to run in 2028. I've heard people, my buddies, saying that they'd vote for him because they believe it's going to happen. And I'm like, you're an idiot. It's not going to happen. He's 82 years old in 2028. But, forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, Elon Musk. And he firmly believes that his successor will be J.D. Vance. With all the candidates out there, he thinks J.D. Vance. The weird thing is, it doesn't matter who people are endorsing. Ultimately, what comes down to the 2028 presidential election is who Donald Trump endorses. I get it, the Hatch Act, but he'll see it. He can still do it.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. I can openly admit that I am nostalgic on this channel. I was there in Butler in the front row when this happened and stunned the world's richest man, uniting with the world's most powerful cultural force, Donald Trump, and Elon Musk doing jumping jacks on stage. Trump didn't know what the hell was going on. And in the exact same spot.
Dude, I like how those fake this might be real logs.
Murdered in
but
a
I like how
live
it's set up
on-air
like that.
execution just a month before. It's a wild moment, a moment that I'll never, ever forget, and something that I kind of want to see again, frankly, not obviously the assassination attempt, but I want to see
And that mantle.
the forces of culture, power, and finance in this kind of technology in this country uniting to make America a better place. So you're going to save this country. Obviously, the left tries to do this constantly. And the demon screeching you hear is that they're actually losing the cultural battle in large part because of moments like this and many others. Anyway, this was powerful, and it led to a landslide victory.
All right, before I get
Trump.
I am forgetful. Bed Bath & Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond. You know, the company that went bankrupt 2 years ago is actually coming back. They actually opened up a store in Nashville, which I found out today or yesterday. But that's not the best part. They're going to reopen stores. They rebranded, pretty much same thing though. They're not opening any stores in California. 0. Newsom is like, oh, okay, blah, 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 whatever.
Led to the inevitable blow up between these two men, 2 bulls in one pasture. The old farmers I used to work for would call it, right? Way back in the Midwest, some of that farmer wisdom. You have these big personalities and they have to share the White House together. It's just not going to go well. And so there was a blow up with Elon Musk and Donald Trump. That's been settled now. Much has been said about it. The 2 men seem to be at peace with each other, and Elon Musk started a third party. Now, this is going to be seen as a very interesting move because one of the proteges of Elon Musk's friends and somebody who knows Elon Musk, I think better than even Donald Trump, is J.D. Vance. And he's the heir apparent. He's behaving very presidential-like. Here he is today, walking through Union Station, striding right past the protesters in Washington, D.C., with the Secretary of Defense, seeming very presidential, and with Donald Trump's #1 advisor, Stephen Miller. He's addressing the troops. J.D. Vance himself, a veteran, very much a wartime activity here, and J.D. Vance making a great show of it, facing down protesters as he goes in a moment of absolute hilarity. Now, could Elon Musk be a spoiler for J.D. Vance? Yes. If Elon Musk started an America Party, which he claims he will, then this is going to be a very bad thing for J.D. Vance and for the Republican Party. It would clearly break away from the Republican Party, not from Democrats. Democrat Party is in total collapse. And it would mean that J.D. Vance would have a tougher time building that winning coalition that President Trump did with Elon Musk. This was the winning coalition. This was all 7 swing states and the popular vote coalition. J.D. Vance wants to build on that and continue that, but it'd be hard if Elon Musk was running to the right or center of J.D. Vance. I'm not sure where the America Party would end up.
Should be,
but it turns out
center right
that we're not going to have to worry about that, I think. Let's read. Elon Musk makes major U-turn after promising to upend U.S. politics with third party, goes all in on Trump's successor. Elon Musk has backtracked on plans to make to remake U.S. politics by launching a third party, and instead wants to use his immense wealth to help J.D. Vance become the next president. The Tesla billionaire founder intends to shift his focus back to the companies after a tumultuous stint working for Donald Trump. It wasn't tumultuous at all. It was,
I don't know where that came from.
Musk has decided to join other tech titans and rally behind the person he believes is the most likely successor to Trump, which would be Vice President J.D. Vance, who's made recent moves that he will run in 2028. The former Doge head spent nearly $300 million helping to elect Donald Trump, but the duo had a spectacular fallout that was also very predictable. With Trump term limited as president, Musk is considering his financial largesse to help Vance in the next presidential election. He would join with other tech honchos who have doled out money to Vance, such as Peter Thiel and David Sachs and Anthony Wood and Palmer Luckey. Recent polls show Vance a clear frontrunner for the 2028 nomination. Musk had been speaking to Vance in recent weeks, the Journal says, and believes that launching the so-called America Party in the 2026 midterms might jeopardize their relationship. So J.D. Vance has laid down the gauntlet and says, if you want access or if you want to be part of what we're building, do not start the America Party and sabotage Republicans. Goodness. So here we go. Many also suggest that he's not begun on the basics, like getting the American Party on the ballot, organizing with potential supporters. So my hope is that by the time the midterms rolls around, he comes back in the fold. Billionaire CEO Mark Cuban, who endorsed Musk's attempts to start a third party,
of course, Cuban
has said nothing. Complaints echoed with others who worked with Musk. It's almost like an eerie silence. The Libertarian National Committee, a member, says, it doesn't seem like anything, like there's ever been any action, neither at a state level or on a ground level. Those close to Musk canceled a July meeting with a group that helps organize third-party campaigns, and we're told Musk wanted to focus more on his businesses, so he has zoomed out of that. It's a very good thing. Obviously, the left was loving the idea of a third party from the right that could split the Republican vote.
I wonder if that was
June,
a troll
Vance
now.
made a secret trip to Rupert Murdoch's Montana ranch, but wasn't to ride horses or taste.
I don't know what Shark Tank is. I know he's the owner of the Mavericks.
Wine. The vice president spoke with the 94-year-old media mogul, his son Lachlan Murdoch, and a group of other Fox News executives at the $280 million estate in a talk up of the Trump agenda, and probably saying, I'm going to continue that agenda as president. The specifics of the meeting advances conversation. The group has not been disclosed, but it appeared to be brief. Murdoch and other top executives are known for hosting powerful politicians across the summer at his sprawling estates. After the Murdoch meeting, Vance and his wife...
Murdoch's one of the reasons Tucker initially got fired from Fox News.
Took a hike in Montana and... had a nice little hike Musk's fallout with Trump appears to have simmered down since the blowup. Trump saying that he wants success for the ex-first buddy. Trump previously threatened Elon Musk and so on. Okay, well, we know the rest of the story, right? Elon Musk is considering backing J.D. Vance, given the Wall Street Journal. I have no idea if this is true. Elon Musk is reportedly reconsidering his bid to launch a third party, instead supporting J.D. Vance. If Vance should decide to run, the new report for the Wall Street Journal will have to wait for confirmation from Elon. It will be very positive news. Elon Musk has spoke very positively about J.D. Vance before. Elon Musk is considering backing J.D. Vance. Yes, thank you. It's absolutely beautiful. JD is a good guy through and through, says Elon Musk on X. Now, JD Vance is far and away the top contender to win the presidency and to be the heir apparent. Not only does
why the fuck is
Trump say
Bannon
this
on
with
that
regularity, but also JD Vance is just acting like it, right? So here is Donald Trump in many situations saying JD Vance is the heir to the throne here at the White House.
You said this morning that you probably won't be running for a third term. This weekend, Secretary of State Rubio said that he thought J.D. Vance would be a great nominee. You could clear the entire Republican field right now. Do you agree that the heir apparent to MAGA is J.D. Vance?
Well, I think most likely, in all fairness, he's the vice president. I think Marco is also somebody that maybe would get together with J.D. in some form. I also think we have incredible people, some of the people on the stage right here. So it's too early, obviously, to talk about it, but certainly he's doing a great job, and he would be probably favored at this point.
I know that you are only 100 days in, but as we sit here today, who do you see as your successor, Mr. President?
Well, it's far too early to say that, but I do have a vice president, and typically it would be, and JD's doing a fantastic job.
He would be at the top of the list?
It could very well be. I don't want to get involved in that. I think he's a fantastic, brilliant guy. Marco is great. There's a lot of them that are great. I also see tremendous unity. But certainly you would say that somebody's the VP. If that person is outstanding, I guess that person would have an advantage. But I think the other people would all stay in unbelievably high positions. But, it could be that he'd be...
That VP definitely had no chance, which... Bro. All right. I have to use the bathroom, and it's almost like I knew this song was going to come up this in time. So... music break. Go get a refill in your coffee, your new bagel, your poutine, French fries, and gravy. I'll be right back. Really didn't like this song, but fuck it. Gonna play it.
The propaganda is on every channel. They think we stupid like the truth is just too hard to handle. Put on your camo, it's a culture war and load the ammo. They want Antifa ruling everything like it's Seattle. And they want anyone who's fighting to be dead and canceled. They want rainbows in the classrooms and 15 different bathrooms and white guys that hate black dudes. They want war, they don't want peace. They want fentanyl in our streets. They want borders to be weak. I swear the devil lives in California. He a politician. He passing bills that bring chaos and division. Yeah, the devil lives in California. Should be in prison. He got horns, but he tries to keep them hidden. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we don't play that. They say that. They love America. We know it ain't that. Cause the devil is a Democrat. And we ain't with it. We ain't switching. Y'all are tripping. I guess God just built us different. They get celebrities to do they talking. They get mansions while they cram us all into apartments. Tell us it's cool to stay in school and then make you retarded.
Right.
If you ain't
Enough of that. All his songs are starting to sound the same anyway.
This is horrific.
It's like he's taking samples of his own lyrics and just putting them together into whole new songs. It was great when he first started, but now it's just kind of it's old now.
Said ICE came and took his wife, but when they pulled the ring footage,
yo, check this shit out.
That wasn't ICE. It was him at 2:43 in the morning, dragging something and lying about everything. So let's rewind to what he actually told the cops and what really happened.
Surveillance video shows suspected killer Josemar Cabrera passing his neighbor's Ring camera as he pulls a large object wrapped in fabric.
He's dragging like some kind of a blanket with something inside. Probably he had the body in there. That's what I'm thinking.
An unsettling conclusion for Mario Sanchez, the Lancaster neighbor who captured the footage, sharing what he knew about Cabrera and his 33-year-old wife, Shayla Gutierrez, who was found dead in the Angeles National Forest 3 days ago.
I never had any interaction with the husband. He always seems like mad all the time. But with the wife, she was pretty nice.
Troubling surveillance video.
This is sad. The conservative alternative added, "This is horrifying. Yet another example of why illegal immigrants shouldn't be in this country." Now, I do want to preference this with the fact that what's in that bag has not been identified yet. The cops still have to investigate it. Want to make sure I put that disclaimer out for YouTube purposes. Now, Shayla, 33-year-old mother of three, and he told the cops that ICE agents picked her up. But her body was found dumped in a national forest. Angeles. Angeles, something like that. I'm sorry. But
the only reason I was thinking about this is, like, think about it now. If they're Hispanic and their husband or their wife just wants to get rid of them, what can their excuse be? Right here. ICE got them. Because, they're just snatching people off the streets. So this guy tried it. Well, it didn't exactly work out the way he thought it would.
He already gone. He fled to Peru with the kids, with their kids.
Never mind.
The internet started digging, and what they found should have stopped every media defender in their tracks. But then you have Jessica Turloff right here. Jessica Turloff, a lead voice on Fox News, by the way, saw this ICE arrest and called it cruelty. She jumped to defend this man being arrested, but turns out he had already been arrested for sexually assaulting a child under 13.
Yep.
So that tweet she posted, deleted, but of course the internet doesn't forget. This is in relation to DC, obviously, and tackling illegal aliens. And the timing of this couldn't have been worse, because right after this went viral.
Come on, get back,
Get back.
We're right to remain silent, all right? We'll have to answer any questions.
Oh, that's probation court.
Wow. Now, what you're seeing here, ICE agents bulldozed through a crowd in New York City Federal Plaza.
I like
now,
it.
They weren't waiting for permission. One guy got pushed to the ground. It didn't matter. They were getting who they came for. Okay, bottom line. And when it felt like ICE was going way too far, this next clip set the internet ablaze, y'all. A Southwest flight headed to Dallas was reportedly rerouted mid-flight to Nashville for an ICE raid. What?
If they diverted a flight, the one that they went on the airplane for, they have to be some serious fucking criminal in order for them to do that. That's fucking wild. They don't do that just, we're going to pick a random flight. This was targeted. They were looking for someone.
I mean, imagine chilling, waiting on your crackers and water, and this happens.
I don't understand why they're wearing not, but
I guess we don't have no more flight attendants. We got flight agents out here, y'all. ICE, like I said, ICE reportedly rerouted a commercial flight. Agents showed up midair looking for someone on board, man. Like, how can you not see him, though? If he was walking past, I would have got off. Nah, I'm playing. Because I wouldn't be in that position. Whether it was real or not, panic spread fast. people started filming, whispering. You know, that's the fear now. ICE might be on your next flight. And I'm over here like, this is what I voted for.
People.
And while the public's freaking out about it, though, some people are trying to fight ICE with hashtags and job titles.
Hey, let's keep it kosher, officers.
Kosher?
Who are
nope.
you? What's your name, sir? Who
Officer.
You don't talk to them. Do not talk to them. Who are you?
Officer.
Why do you have your mask on? What's your name? Leave them alone. Get the fuck out of DC. Leave them alone. Leave them alone, you fucking cowards. You fucking cowards. You fucking cowards. Melt ICE. You fucking cowards. Do not talk to the police, sir. Do you have a number where I can call your family? Sir, do you have a number where I can call? I'm standing back, sir. I'm standing right here. I'm an attorney. I'm an attorney.
Oh, okay.
I'm right here. Yeah, we right here. Pull
then
your
you
mask
just
down.
know you got to back
Pull
up.
your mask down, you fucking
Isn't it like
coward.
25 feet?
Pull your mask down, you fucking cowards. That's all you can do.
You know what's great? When they videotape these agents have all their face covered in. Cool. You guys are making videos of people getting arrested. We've seen this. We've seen this. You're not exposing them, though. You're not exposing any of them. So what's the point? Trying to get your 15 minutes?
Por su familia. That's all you can do, right? You fucking cowards. I hope y'all have a terrible fucking day.
I actually think they're going to have a good day.
Fuck your fucking family. For real. Yeah. Take your mask down, you fucking coward. Take your mask down, you fucking coward.
I'm not going to lie, there's a few times where we had to have masks on. It's pretty important sometimes. Especially when you're doing some important shit. Actually, I still might have it somewhere.
This woman claimed she was a lawyer. She screamed at ICE agents mid-arrest, as you can see. You can't do this. Show me your ID. They didn't care. That wasn't a courtroom. It was federal enforcement. And she was in the way. And while she's screaming, this is who ICE is actually going after, y'all.
What's up, Sam Squatch? What's up, Holmes? Yo, he doesn't even look well.
Why did he try to run?
Yeah. You don't owe anything? What are you talking about?
Yo no debo nada. 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 Yo no debo nada.
Oh, don't let the screams fool you, because when I'm about to reveal to y'all, you're going to be like, whoa.
Yo trabajo. Yo quiero estar con mi familia. Yo quiero estar con mi familia.
Yo
vengo de trabajar.
For some reason, I thought he was going to say, Yo quiero Taco Bell. You guys are racist.
Por favor. Yo vengo de trabajar. Yo quiero estar con mi familia. Yo no soy criminal. Yo no soy criminal. Yo no soy criminal. Yo no soy criminal.
Dude, why are you screaming like that?
Yo no soy criminal.
If you got nothing to worry about, because they are letting people go. Stop.
Hermano, vámonos, maldito. Llévalo, hijo. Ya, me están haciendo lastimando! ¡Me está lastimando! ¡Me está lastimando!
Sir, what's your name? What's your name?
Jose, can you see?
What's your name?
Yo no debo nada. Mexicano, yo vengo de trabajar. Yo vengo de trabajar. Ayúdame.
What is he
So
being arrested
dramatic.
for?
Quiero estar en mi país con mi familia. Por favor, David Pérez Teofani. Ok. Yo no hice nada.
So he looks
Can you tell us
evil
what
right
he's been
now.
charged with?
Carro basura en mi carro. Mi familia tiene papeles. Mi familia y mis hijos. Por favor. Por favor.
Can you tell us what he's been charged with?
Nope.
What agency are you guys with?
Police. What agency you with? Oh my
What
bad.
agency are you guys with?
Well, I'll tell you that. David Perez Teofani. Deported not once, not 2 times, but 3 times. Back in this country again. Arrested for assaulting a child.
Mm.
Yep. A minor under 13.
Mm.
When ICE took him down, he said, I just want to stay with my family. Now, I'm pretty sure the internet is crying for him, but did they see the charges? The victim card just didn't work. You know, I just want to be with my family, he said. Now, that's one man, but imagine that multiplied by 65, because what ICE just did in Connecticut wasn't one raid. It was a full-scale sweep, and it has the state in chaos.
Reports of widespread federal deportation operations around Connecticut this past weekend were confirmed today by the federal government. Immigration officials say they arrested 65 people in a 4-day sweep. Nearly 30 reportedly have serious criminal records, we're told. News 8 political reporter Mike Cerulli in Danbury, where ICE was particularly active during this operation. Mike.
Good evening to you, Darren. Here at
Danbury's that city where that faggot Sean Reyes likes to go over there and fucking audit it and tries to, you know, grift more money by suing them again and again and again.
the scene right now of a protest protesting what the feds called Operation Broken Trust. That name, Broken Trust, invokes the name of the Connecticut state law, the Trust Act, which limits cooperation between local and state cops and ICE. And it wasn't just the name of this operation that the feds invoked. They also singled out one Democratic state lawmaker in particular. In cities all across Connecticut, ICE agents and their federal partners went to work conducting Operation Broken Trust. Among those nabbed in the operation, ICE says, was this Danbury man in the country illegally and convicted on drug charges, harassment, carrying a prohibited weapon, cruelty toward a child, and obscene communication.
Wow.
In Stamford, ICE says they apprehended this man, also in the country illegally and
Operation
once arrested
Whiteback.
for robbery, assault, and breach of peace. Stamford saw numerous arrests. It also saw one of its state representatives, Democrat Corey Paris, post on social media alerting his followers to reports of ICE activity. He told them to stay vigilant and share any information about ICE operations with local advocacy organizations. That statement was then posted by the conservative social media account Libs of TikTok and viewed by more than 2 million people. The account called for Paris to be charged with impeding ICE. ICE itself reposted Libs of TikTok, attacking the Justice Department. Paris said he's received death threats in the days since. The state police are investigating, and elected leaders on both sides expressed outrage.
Corey. Yo, I wonder if I could have applied to be part of that operation. Hell, if they brought it back, I wonder if I could apply. Just no drug test.
We are with you. We have your back. You are not alone.
Regardless of what occurred or what was said by Representative Paris, nothing warrants the threats he's been receiving. It
This
is
dude's
wrong,
ears, man.
It's
Holy
terrible,
shit.
It is disgusting. It is the worst of our politics, and it needs to stop.
While both parties joined in condemnation of the threats against Paris, the underlying debate over immigration enforcement remains as polarized as ever. State Democrats recently expanded the prohibitions of the Trust Act, further limiting state cooperation with ICE, and they're standing by that legislation.
The federal government can choose to do what they want to do, but we, me and mine, we will be standing for the people of Connecticut, regardless of their immigration status.
bunch of states are coming together, right? Protesting because they don't want the federal government running their states. They want to do what they want to do. This sounds familiar. This sounds oddly familiar. One of the times that the federal government tried to step in and control states, well, they tried to control the southern states who wanted the federal government, to stay within their bounds. That's the true meaning of the Civil War. So are they trying to bring about another one?
Regardless of their race, their religion, their creed.
And ICE is saying in a statement today that the folks that they picked up in their sweep of Connecticut over that 4-day period are expected to remain in their custody while their legal proceedings go on or until they are deported out of the country. Reporting live in Danbury tonight, Mike Cerulli, News 8.
Wow. Hello, Mike Cerulli.
We are here.
It's crazy the way that shit works, man. I wonder if they prefer more than one reason they want these illegals there. One, because they bring up the population, which they shouldn't count for the population, which brings up their representatives. Slave labor, which they've admitted to. There was more to that, but my brain just went fucking left field and forgot what he was talking about. Hang on. Sorry for the 10 seconds of silence. Yeah, I can't remember. My train of thought just went out of nowhere. So I think we're going to go into... Got 4 more segments. This one is a protest. A protest against ICE that I think I might get on board with this protest. So this guy's going to go around protesting for a good cause for illegal immigrants. Like I said, this one I could probably get behind. Without further ado.
At the White House in Washington, D.C., asking Tom Homan for amnesty for all big booty Latinas. We are here. We're willing to sit down and talk about it. Please, let us in, Tom. So I'm here trying to get amnesty for all big booty Latinas.
That's where I was going. Thank you, Jennifer. All this money that goes to these states, going towards these, Connecticut man. What could they use that money for? All these states that are, big cities that are losing immigrants at a large amount. What's going on in those cities?
Well, if you're a 9, you're fine. You're an 8, no debate. 7, thank heaven. But I think.
Well, what about a human being? Not to pimp on your parade, but like there's real injustice happening.
I know, but the guys, they can go. It's the ladies that are at the hotels. They're the ones cleaning the rooms. I don't think that they deserve to be kicked out.
What about the children of the big booty Latinas?
What about
protect them?
If they were born here, I think they can stay. Obviously, the children can stay if they're born here legally. They're allowed.
Well, actually, that's kind of opposite.
Well, they were under threat. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. But maybe birthright boys go, but birthright girls stay.
Well, this is an interesting form of sexism here. I mean,
it's a little bit, but we live in a sexist world.
Talking about little girls because that's especially relevant right now.
Yeah,
the pedophile in the White House.
I don't know about that, but big booty Palestinians deserve amnesty as well.
Damn it!
We can keep on growing this. If you keep on growing your list.
That lost its country to fascism.
Well, see, this guy likes, sir, I'm starting a political movement, and what we're doing is we're trying to get amnesty for all big booty Latinas so that they don't get deported. Do you like that cause?
There you go.
No, do you agree with it?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's what I'm saying, because if you're a 9, you're fine. If you're an 8, we don't really need to debate. If you're a 6, you got to hit the bricks back to Guatemala. You know what I mean?
Hey, there you go. There you go.
So far, 2 people. One of them a black man, and obviously, hell yeah, big booty Latinas. Then you had those 2 old white people who, probably have a combined testosterone rate of -3. Well, it's about everything. We gotta think about everybody. You're kind of sexist. Well, why don't you start a protest?
And they're natural, not the BBL. You know the BBLs have that odor. Have you heard that? You've been with a girl with a BBL?
I've heard that.
No, I haven't.
You never smelled it?
No, I'm good. I'm all set on that.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Sir. Alex Stein, Pimp on a Blend. Yes. So what do you think? We're out here protesting to try to get amnesty for big booty Latinas.
Yikes. Well, I am from Canada. I live in Canada, but I can't say
Do you believe they deserve amnesty, though? Are there many big booty Latinas in Canada?
You put me on the spot, but
you're Indian.
No, I think there are more here.
Yes, there is, and that's why America's the greatest country on earth. No disrespect, Canada is a good one too. Ma'am, we're asking people their opinion on amnesty for big booty Latinas. Do you like this policy?
I agree, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. But the guys, I feel like some of the guys, they gotta go, don't you think? Like you can stay, but the guys, you don't agree?
No.
Well, hey guys, I'm out here, I'm protesting for amnesty for big booty Latinas. Do you agree with that?
Of course.
You agree, big booty Latinas deserve amnesty. Tom Homan, I don't want him to kick him out. Tell Tom Homan they get to stay. You know, you like big booty Latinas? That guy probably has like a bunch of big booty Latinas in his DMs. What do you guys think? We're out here fighting for amnesty for big booty Latinas. Thank you. They agree. Because Tom Homan, he wants to kick them out. I say they deserve to stay.
If they got a big booty, they deserve to stay.
Tom, this is what the people want. Thank you, guys.
My wife.
Yes, see, he has a big booty Latina and his life is great. That is a perfect example. We're out here trying to get amnesty for big booty Latinas. Do you like big booty Latinas? No. You do? You do like big booty Latinas?
Yes, sir.
And they deserve amnesty?
Yes, sir.
Your mom raised you right?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Don't let those teachers confuse you. You're a good young man.
Yes, thank you.
This is the future of America. God bless America. Thank you. Love you, young man. Keep up the good work. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm out here protesting Tom Homan's policy of kicking out big booty Latinas. I want amnesty for all big booty Latinas. Do you guys agree with that policy?
They do.
Amnesty?
Yeah.
Only big booty Latinas.
Yeah, the guys, you gotta go. If you're in Trinidad, I don't need the guys. But
that's a bit specific, isn't it?
What do you think?
Who doesn't like a big
You
booty
agree, don't
Latina?
you?
I mean, you know what I mean? It's universal.
He does.
It's a universal policy. I think that would benefit all Americans and the big booty Latinas. Do you guys
He's
agree
looking
with
at Alex
this?
like he's a snack.
I think we should protect all Latinas.
Yeah.
Big booty.
Okay. Latinas,
All Latinas.
though, but not
Big booty,
the Latinos, the guys that gotta, the gangbangers. What about the gangbangers? The bad guys gotta go. See, they agree. Big booty Latinas can say, everybody agrees. Thank you guys so much. Big booty Latinas deserve amnesty. Big booty Latinas, Tom Homan. Big booty Latinas deserve amnesty. Let my people go. Do you guys believe big booty Latinas deserve amnesty?
Piss off, dude.
Well, that's nice.
Don't bother us.
Well, we're out in public.
Yeah, so am I.
I know, but you don't.
Don't bother me about a popcorn break. Well, you can tell who he voted for.
You don't want to be on YouTube? That's cool. We want to protect big booty Latinas. I don't know why that guy doesn't want to protect big booty Latinas. What do you think about amnesty for big booty Latinas?
I'm not commenting on that situation.
You don't want to have big booty Latinas?
I really like it. I really like it like Peyton Manning, Omaha, empty backfield, spread.
So he likes it like Peyton Manning? Does that mean he likes to watch a bunch of fat white guys bend over and stare at their ass? That's weird.
Everything's flat.
Oh, you like a flat booty?
Omaha.
Oh, we got our first flat booty lover here. That's a real man. He didn't even need a big booty to make love. Omaha. I love this guy. Omaha. Peyton. I'm protesting in support for amnesty for all big booty Latinas.
And what is this booty Latina?
Like beautiful big booty Latinas like Salma Hayek, Jennifer Lopez.
Okay, I understand.
Tom Homan's trying to kick all the big booty Latinas out of town. I don't agree with that. They get to stay. The guys see a sayonara, but the ladies, come on. We got enough room. What do you guys think? Do y'all think? Protect big booty Latinas. Amnesty. No deportation. No deportation. No deportation. We love our Latinas.
You think they'd be supporting
My
him?
housekeeper is very muy importante.
Never mind.
Sir, do you agree with this?
Yeah, I agree.
He agrees. Amnesty. You guys want amnesty for big booty Latinas?
Yeah, we agree. We totally agree.
Amnesty for big booty. Tom Homan, do not deport the big booty Latinas. We love you so much.
We love you. We love you.
Hey, what do you guys think about amnesty for all big booty Latinas? If you're a 9, you're fine. You agree with that, right? You guys agree with that? We're trying to protect all big booty Latinas out here. Tom Homan's trying to deport. Well, from deportation. I know a lot of Latino women do have knives and guns, and that's why they're awesome. They admit it. They admit it. They know. Sir, we're out here protesting in support of big booty Latinas. We don't want them deported. Tom Homan's policy is racist towards big booty Latinas. We want to change that.
I don't want any racism to anybody.
Huh?
That's what I'm saying. Big booty Latinas, especially though.
No, not especially.
Well, you don't think big booty Latinas are special?
I didn't say especially. No,
they're special. Big booty Latinas.
I'm not saying everybody's special.
Well, I'm not as special as big booty Latinas.
But that's because you're a farce of media. That's what you are.
What?
Maybe.
A farce of media.
Maybe.
And it's good because I like humor.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like you.
But we just want to protect them, and I think you agree with that.
Let's protect slim bootied Australians.
No, just the females.
No.
Right?
What do you mean just the females?
Yeah, we don't want a bunch of guys. Come on, cramping our style.
Well, you see, since I'm not somebody that discriminates, you know, you might like discrimination, but I'm not somebody
No, but I'm not gay. Are you gay?
That wouldn't matter.
Well, but you want a bunch of dudes. That's kind of gay.
No, that's not kind of gay.
What?
No, that's not kind of gay.
Wanting a bunch of dudes in the country?
No, standing up for the human rights of guys is not gay.
I'm standing up for the human rights of women.
No, but so then you are a discriminator. You
towards gay men. Yeah,
You just said gay men, and before you didn't say gay men.
Well, all men. All men.
So all men. So you discriminate against men.
Yes.
Well, then kill yourself.
Okay. Well,
if you discriminate against men and you want less men here, there's a good solution. You could take care of the male life that you can take care of.
By doing what?
By yourself.
Wow.
If you want to have less men in the United States, again, going along with the humor that you came up with.
Want me to?
No, I didn't say I want you to.
Look at this.
But the solution to having less men in the United States would be for every man that agrees with your humor. It's humor.
Illegal.
It is never the option.
Man.
It is never the option. But we want to protect big booty Latinas. Okay, let's ask this lady. We're out here protesting in honor of big booty Latinas. Do you have any comment? Okay, so we're out here at the White House, and you got a guy dressed in Handmaid's Tale outfit. You can tell it's a guy by their hands. They're like man hands. Hit the QR code. But we're out here trying to get amnesty. We're trying to protect, look, the Handmaid's Tale agrees. They're trying to protect big booty Latinas. Look at this. Maybe we can.
I don't know. When I see this, I think of that M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie. I think it's The Village.
This is how we protect them. This is how we protest.
He should
Tom! Tom! We want amnesty for big booty Latinas! Tom, please, amnesty for all big booty Latinas! Do not kick out our Latina women! They clean our hotels, they clean my house! They make our babies! Please! Please, Tom Homan! Please! Let our big booty Latinas stay! I love you! Big booty Latinas, protect them!
Yo, AOC's not here, bro.
AOC's not here! Where is he? Do you know where she is?
I don't know, but don't come defense.
Okay, sorry, but I just need to speak to AOC or Tom Homan. This is a bipartisan issue. This is a bipartisan issue. The people agree with me. Do you guys agree? Amnesty for big booty Latinas. Yes.
Big Booty Latinas actually started with AOC.
Let me hear you. Tom can hear us. He's inside. All right, guys. This is what the people want, Tom. Quit denying us our God-given right of having access to big booty Latinas, Tom.
What's up, Rockstar? How you doing, brother? Now that's a movement I can get behind. Yeah, that's a movement I can get behind, you know. We need to give amnesty. 100%. 100%. What did he say? 6, there's no debate. No, 8, there's no debate. 6, I fucking forgot. But anyway, so I didn't understand why people are saying that Donald Trump's trying to erase bad history. Wait, it said trying to erase slavery from the Smithsonian, but what was weird is they have a guy that walked through the Smithsonian, and the very first exhibit is one of the ones that they're trying to get rid of. And I didn't know what it was until, well, I saw it.
The museums to treat our country fairly. We want the museums to talk about the history of our country in a fair manner, not in a woke manner or in a racist manner.
Trump wants to unwoke the Smithsonian museums. Cue the screeching liberals, but who cares at this point?
You think Germans
I want to take you back and show you something I saw when I went to the American History Museum in 2020.
We
are heading into the American History
Nazis have done. You think they stick on that?
Museum.
Yeah, it's gonna be fabulous.
There are some legitimately amazing American artifacts in that museum.
George Washington's sword.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good. These 2 bullets hit each other in the Civil War battle. One of those bullets could hit a guy. Another bullet could hit a guy, affecting a whole family line forever. And now, we're in a timeline in which neither guy got hit. Wow. Maybe we're alive because of that. This tree got wrecked in the Civil War. Look at it. Look at all the bullet holes. Just imagine the chaos that went around that tree.
The hat that Abraham Lincoln was wearing when he got shot.
Now that is wild. I didn't even know they had such an artifact, and it's crazy to see it in person.
Here it is.
What the is this doing in a goddamn museum? Are you kidding me with this? Degeneracy?
Look at the kids looking at it.
This display on gay pride movements put out fetish gear. This was at the entrance of the museum, so every person who entered walked by this. That's right, this was proudly on display in the same building as the hat Lincoln wore while he was shot. Call me
crude,
but I find this
That's why
disgusting.
I say the Smithsonian has multiple levels under it of stuff that they don't want you to know about.
This is one example of what I'm sure is a mountain of woke garbage stinking up these museums.
Every single thing is like, oh, no, this is all because white people bad. And that's just not the truth. Like, for example, every single exhibit, I have a list of every single one. Like, people migrated from Cuba because white people bad. Not because
they were getting away from
yes,
communism.
No, it's in there. That's what I'm saying. You don't actually know what's in there. Do you know that when you walk in the front door, the first thing you see is the gay flag?
Jillian, you have a lot of stuff in front of you.
Yeah, I do,
What
because I don't,
exactly
because here's the thing.
are you talking about?
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yeah, please.
There's one called Change Your Game, right? This has been an installation there. Is gender testing fair in sports? Does that, and then it goes on to talk about how it's complex to do gender testing in sports. Why is this in the Smithsonian? So it's been completely captured.
First of all, I don't.
And
think
it's totally
we
partisan.
don't. First of all, we don't have time to litigate all of this.
Of course we don't, because then you're going to lose the argument. When you make every single exhibit.
Whenever they say that, yeah, let's talk about these, but then they're like, let's not talk about them, because if they go through line by line on those exhibits, then you really know what's in it. Just like when they do these big ass omnibuses or big beautiful bills, They only want you to know certain parts of it. They won't go line by line so you can see just how fucked up they run in this country, no matter who's in charge.
Imperialism, when it isn't relevant at all, that is a problem. So when you're talking about Cubans leaving Cuba and you make it about white people bad, that's not accurate.
Was Castro white? I mean, his son's part white. What's up, that dude up there in Canada? That's crazy. But yes, the Smithsonian and the Vatican both have multiple underground levels where they are holding pieces of reality and real history in this world because that's where they want it to be. And I'm pretty sure a lot of I have to go look on this. I can't remember if it was Nazis or Jews, but they had tunnels from Germany going to the Vatican. And remember, it's on an old ancient ritual site. What's a weird place to put a religious building?
Mail-in.
That's why it's one of those things I would really,
America's tipping culture
really like to have a complete tour of the Smithsonian, like all levels. Start all the way at the bottom, whether it's basement -20, basement 20, working all the way up. There's shit in there that would probably surprise the fuck out of us. Actually, if the giants did exist, there are some in Kandahar. And the theory was that the, what did they call it? The dead plains? Wherever. From the Midwest all the way to the western coast, how that area in initial, like, old-ass calendars, maps, was unexplored because it was considered the land of the giants. Who really wants to go there in the land of the giants when you could have been eaten?
% to 30%. As digital guilt trips kick
But
in. Rob, can you
think about the giants? People are misunderstanding them. Yeah, there was stories about 15-foot giants. But in reality, these people were like 7, 8, 9, 10 feet tall. I mean, they'd be pretty big, but they're not these big 25, 30-foot giants.
Poll.
Is this about morals?
How people actually treat these things, because I see it now.
They have the
clothes.
skeletons.
They're asking for tips. I'm like, I
Yes.
just bought clothes.
Yes.
Though. So the traditional U.S. tipping went from norm of 15 to 20% for goods and services, has escalated.
Oh yeah, that's why. So when you guys go to a restaurant, do you tip? Yes, I typically tip 10%, 10, 15%. That's just the way I've always been since I can remember. And then to let them continue. I didn't realize tipping has become a how do I say, what did he say? Like a mandatory, they want you 25, 35%. But I was telling my wife, like, when I order a fucking cup of coffee, I'm not going to give you fucking $4, $3. I might give you $1.25 tip. But even when I go to restaurants, typically 10 to 15%, unless you did something extraordinary. Right? Extraordinary. Then you get more.
$25 to $28 and 30%, driven by point-of-sale systems like Square, Clover Toast, which flash preset tip buttons. The rationale behind this is the most people emotionally don't want to feel cheap, so they won't pick the lowest option. These systems often hide the customer.
When you turn that screen and there's a lowest option, I don't care who's around. I'll be like, yep. What are they going to do?
Option, creating pressure as the person who just rang up flips the screen around and stands there watching while you make your choice. This shift, term guilt tipping, is fueled by technology, inflation, and pandemic-era habits, pushing consumers to tip out of shame rather than appreciation? Vinny, your thoughts on this?
Well, it's crazy that this story came up yesterday because right before the podcast prep meeting, I was at Starbucks, and I'm not even joking. I just went in for a muffin. The girl went
a
right
muffin?
there. A muffin. Banana. Right there, Tom. Grabbed it, gave it to me, swung the thing around, and the options were 25, 28, and 30. And I was like, are you? And they're looking at you like a puppy. And I was like, listen, you didn't do any. If you grabbed the muffin, because I like it warmed up, if you grabbed it and you threw it to some other barista, like the fish vendors, and you grab it and they slammed it in the microwave, I'll give you 25%. But 30%. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you know what it makes me feel like? Like, that awkward, uncomfortable moment? Rob, have you guys been to Publix in like the past couple months where you're standing there checking out, getting your groceries, and then loud as hell, the girl that's running it goes, would you like to donate to the children's hospital? And it's just a moment because everybody looks at you and you're standing there with ice cream and lottery tickets. You're like, I can't afford it.
What
it's
a
just
cheapskate,
everybody hates you, but it's just putting me in that awkward situation. If I want to tip, I'm going to tip, but you have to do something for it. You literally can't grab something.
You gotta dance. You gotta do something.
Bro, somebody told me the other day too. They went to go strawberry picking in.
Yo, this is
California.
crazy.
I'm not joking. When they go to check out the thing, it was 25. I think it was somewhere like Bakersfield. 25, 30, 35% on the thing to tip for you going to pick your own strawberries.
I went into the field here. I picked my own berries.
No, Tom, but listen, I was sitting here watching you, giving you that good positive energy for you to pick the right ones. Remember when I told you, no, stay to the right. Stay to the right? That's 30%. It's unbelievable.
Well, Adam, your thoughts on this tipping?
Yeah, well, you ever go to a store and you order Starbucks, whatever it is, and they flip the thing around?
Yo,
and then it's just like you feel like Clint Eastwood in The Good, Bad, they're like...
awkward.
10, 20, or 30%. I'm like, dude, all you did was hand me a sandwich. You provided no value. You turned around and did this. I'm not tipping you $7 because you gave me a sandwich. It's not happening right here. So... I feel you on this. It's making things very awkward. Trump talks about no tax on tips. We're not going to have any tax on tips. How about no tips for no value? If all you did was flip this, I'm not going to do a Russian roulette standoff with you right now to give you $7 for handing me a sandwich. Save that money.
What's it? Well, so I mean, you Uber. That's something like the guy's driving me somewhere safe. You know what I mean? You tip. Correct.
Safe.
Well,
careful out there, buddy.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you tip. Like what are the top?
Wait a minute.
two?
Uber drivers performing a service, number one,
That's
and
what I'm
there's
saying.
a fee for the service, and you know that the service fee goes mostly to
the
Uber, and there's a
Uber.
part for him.
Yeah.
But when you get in an Uber and they say, "Is the temperature okay for you like this?"
Yes.
Okay.
He's giving me a service.
Would you like music on? I've got, and there's sometimes Sirius satellite radio, and they'll say, "Would you like?" And I'll say, no, thank you. I'm going to make a call and everything. But they're being very nice and they're polite. And there's a bottle of water and then there's
some mints.
And it's clean.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
This
I'll
guy's
tip him.
working.
I've
and so
never
now
been
he's
in
gonna-
an Uber. I think the last time I was in a vehicle where I had to pay that wasn't a rental, dude, I think I was a private. And like like 2000, 2001 was the last time I paid for taxis.
Drive 30 minutes from the airport for me. You know what? I'm going to give him a tip.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a safe driver and it's a safe ride and it was clean and everything. Now you're tipping for experience and effort above neutral.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The only time I give a tip when I'm doing an Uber in Miami is if they speak English. Because no drivers speak English in Miami. Zero. None. If you speak English and you're driving Uber, no offense, you need to find a better profession because you get paid on the amount of value that you can provide. Why do they not pay maids a lot of money? Because anybody can clean a floor. Anybody can drive a car. And I know that I'm coming at the English-speaking mi gente out there, but anybody can drive an Uber. I don't even know how these people are probably not documented. If I needed to, I would like to see what Uber's doing in their hiring process. Not one Uber driver in Miami.
If you definitely check a lot of your stuff, just check the receipt for gratuity because that's their tip.
Hablas inglés.
Well,
they say, hablas español, which I do. I go,
How do
no,
we go from tipping
no.
to racial profiling?
I'm just letting you know.
Adam, what's your point?
I'm just letting you know, Tom. You probably
Like if you have a big party, it's automatically 20% gratuity.
They need to handle.
Actually, how many times do you think you've been in an Uber or Lyft?
Oh,
I mean, I can give you the number. Thousands and thousands and thousands.
Give me a
of
number.
times.
Like what is it?
5,000 times.
Oh, okay, got it. It's 5,000 times. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That's So if 5,000, the average amount is what? $10, $20, $30?
No, for me,
Yeah.
I live in Miami, Pat. I
So
don't
what
know
would
if
you
you
say the average?
What's
is?
the average? $40.
Okay, so 200 grand on 5,000. So 200 grand spent in how long? 10 years?
It's been about 10 years, Pat. 10 long
So if you
years.
had an $800 monthly payment, so it's
Jesus.
cheaper to own a car than Uber.
100%.
Well, here's the interesting thing.
100%.
This guy could have bought a Bentley.
I could buy a Bentley.
With a chauffeur.
With a chauffeur.
Yeah.
What does a car run on? Gas? Don't you need insurance? Don't you have a valet?
We got
ever
it.
gotten a
Don't worry
ticket?
about it. Keep moving.
Didn't you
That's
have a
good.
flat tire the other day?
I got you, buddy. I got you.
You're acting like your karma
Yeah,
would
keep
car
moving.
payment would be like
speaking English on him, so
$1,000.
for, you know.
Listen.
Yeah. Do you guys know what day today is? Does anybody know what day today is?
You know, tipping's a big thing, especially with people that. Oh, that was it. Oh. Oh yeah, especially with like door dashers and stuff like that. Like they have you put the tip before you going in. I get it. That way they were like, all right. But I don't know. Seems like when they see the tip, they pick and choose whether or not they can pick it. But I tip door dashers pretty big because gas is kind of expensive, and I don't feel like driving all the way to the other side of town. But it's never that much expensive than when I buy it from the actual restaurant. University of Tennessee is all the way down there in Chattanooga. I'm closer to Austin P and Vandy. Oh, active shooter? University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Oh, yeah, okay. Students are currently evacuating the library amid reports of a possible active shooter. The presence of a shooter has not been confirmed, but the campus is on lockdown. And that was 20 minutes ago from Nick Sartor. This lady's calling it a mass shooting before anything other than active shooter. Active shooter. You know, it could be a suicide, if we're being honest. Because you'd think they would have already made their way into the library. Because you got to go there and clear the building, but it doesn't seem like that's what's going on. All the things are saying is possible active shooter. Yeah, it's not confirmed as of yet. So we'll see. Because a lot of people are saying that it's an active shooting, but nobody's confirmed it. So we'll see. It's just happened 25 minutes ago. So I was hoping to see more, but everything that's on X is all saying the same thing. All possible active shooter. All positive active shooter. There's no actually positive ID. And as far as I know, they haven't pulled any victims out. They haven't even... The SWAT team should already be in the building. But, you know, that's just my thoughts on that. Which actually helps me run into the... Guys, I'm not telling you how to think. Because if I was telling you how to think, I would probably just solve this University of Tennessee shooting, which is one, either a false flag, or a suicide. Because I feel like more information would have been put out over the past 25 minutes. Other than every influencer on X, to include some of the more prominent and factual ones, still saying possible. So let's not jump on it too early. And that's where a lot of people fuck up. And we'll just wait. It's just me telling you to think. Just think. Not telling you how to think, just telling you to think. So if there's any more update, I will probably update it tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon was tomorrow. Tomorrow Thursday? Or is tomorrow Friday? Fuck, tomorrow's Friday, so I'm about 50-50 if I'll come on. However, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. And I think that's really all I have to say. Thank you for coming. And I'm just kidding. I wasn't going to say anything.